the stars align. Kelly Coffee takes you on a ride divine. In her thought bubble we soar through the night, exploring the universe, our vision takes flight. The symphony of galaxies fills the air. Come with me, let's ride on the cosmic breeze. With Kelly Coffee we'll journey through galaxies. In her God bubble we'll explore the unknown. A grand adventure like
seen a lot of change, been through a lot of pain. Some things are not the same as they were a year ago, but all will be okay. I move on each and every day. The past is where it stays, way back a year ago. I've changed for the better this time. I thought I would never be fine. I strive just to say I'm alright, and for the first time in a long time I'm alright. I've seen a lot of change, been through a lot of pain. Some things are not the same as they were a year ago, but all will be okay. I move on each and every day. The past is where it stays, way back a year ago. I'm not falling. I'll push all my chips and call all in. I'll bet on myself, you keep stalling. I hear destiny and it's calling. I'll keep my head up high through the downs and lows, and we're all going in life. Still nobody knows, but I'ma choose what's right and take what comes and goes. And ain't no one in life holding me back no more. I've seen a lot of change, been through a lot of pain. Some things are not the same as they were a year ago, but all will be okay. I move on each and every day. The past is where it stays, way back a year ago. Back a year ago.
Hey guys, it's me.
I've seen a lot of change, been through a lot of pain. Some things are not the same.
Oh, so good. I want to play it again. How you guys doing this morning? You feeling very jellyfish-like? I'm getting something to drink. What are you guys doing? What are you drinking in the morning? So mine came out of the coffee pot. Okay. Welcome to. Hold on. It's like I was trying to be cool. Welcome to KELZ God Bubble Radio. I appreciate you coming in here and spending your time with me. We will see what happens today. We've got some wonderfulness going on. Wonderfulness, challenges. I want to see where you guys are in all of this, in the destruction of mankind. The destruction of mankind. And what is mankind? Well, let's ask Google. Google's always a good place to start. Come on, Google. Don't disappoint me. Give me an answer. May not be the right one, but give me an answer. Oh, fuck. What was I looking up? Damn it, fuck. Oh, my God. I was about to look something up important, and I completely forgot. It must have been really important. I don't have a remember person in here yet. Damn it, fuck. Damn it, it'll come back to me. It'll come back to me. Oh, yeah, mankind. I almost forgot about them. Wait till you hear what happened yesterday. Oh, my gosh. I don't know if I should even tell you, because such wonderful things are happening right now, and then just like bullshit like that. When you mankind definition. Okay, it didn't make that. That was me. That wasn't really my phone making noise. Okay, let's see. Oh fuck, gotta do it again. Mankind definition. Okay, according to Google, according to our Google gods today, put this over here. Accumulated a lot of stuff on this table yesterday. Yesterday, I just said, fuck it. Let's see. Human beings considered collectively the human race. I'm confused because it's called mankind. This is not the human race. I don't know where the fuck they got this definition of mankind. How do you go from mankind to being humans? Because it's like womankind. And then you can say humans, which includes men. I'm very confused. Okay, so Google doesn't know what it's talking about today. Let's see. Archaic definition, whatever that means. Men as distinct from women. That's where I was coming from. Mankind, not womankind. Like you don't hear mankind. All these words are so interchangeable. Archaic. a noun, mankind. Use over time, it's degraded. It degraded from the 1800s. It was really important. Like Bible shit, probably. What does mankind mean? Let's see. What is the street definition of mankind? It means the human race, and by a less common definition, men collectively. So it doesn't mean the human race, because humans are women. They're complete humans, and men are inverted women. Confused. Oh, well, the term has traditionally been used for all human beings, kind of like the Constitution, which talks about all men, but never mentions women. And they come back. Like, I'm not an attorney, you guys, but I didn't just fall off the turnip truck either. So when you're looking at the Constitution and who actually has rights, when you're looking at a legal document, again, I'm not an attorney for entertainment purposes only, but when you're looking at a legal document, it's never vague. It's instead of, Kelly Coffee is bringing forth this lawsuit to, okay, I'm obviously not an attorney, to blah, blah, blah. They don't say the woman that walked into my office. They don't write that on the contract. They put my damn name on there. It's very specific. So in legal arenas, you don't assume when they say he that they mean she as well. There's no assumption on a legal document. So when you do look at the Constitution, the women are not included in any of the rights. But here's the cool thing, ladies. We're kind of like Gen X. We got under the radar. We got snuck under the radar there. Like, do we really exist? So the Bible, I guess, being a book of rules, which a lot of those, except for the dumb shit, it's a pretty good idea. Like, be nice to your neighbor. Don't be all jealous and shit. Don't sleep with your neighbor's wife. I mean, it's got some pretty good advice in there. Again, my opinion. But I don't need, as a woman, I don't need a book to give me my morals and values. I don't need that. So mankind is going away. So halfway means men. Mostly means humans. I don't think so. Women are the only ones that can create without the other, because the woman is complete. Oh man, I still don't know whether I should tell you this or not. Oh my gosh, my experience yesterday. And because something wonderful happened, and I don't want to be focusing on negative shit, but this was kind of scary. What happened yesterday, and I'm not saying that Colorado's conservative. That's not what I mean at all. But when you see issues between like men and women, it's typically, you see more of it where you've got more churches, which tends to be down south, right? I mean, you guys, where all the churches, where you've got belief systems like that, you tend to see misbehaving men more than other places. So here in Colorado, I encountered stuff in Colorado, but I didn't. Oh man. And as I tell you what happened, because I was under stress when it happened, it's going to be kind of like broken up in pieces, if that makes sense. I'll say one thing and I'll go, oh, I forgot to tell you this happened first. And then this happened after that. That's kind of how I'm going to tell it to you in a kind of like a non-linear fashion. It's like whatever pops up is the biggest trauma I'll tell you about first. But because of this awesome thing that happened yesterday, that I'm going to tell you about at some point, but right now, none of your business. But it's going to, what I've been doing is going to be a big deal in the future. So, and you guys, I think, are going to be real proud of me and happy I did it, because this isn't just about me. I'm sorry, I know you don't know what I'm talking about, but this isn't just about me. This is an everybody thing, because what happened to me can happen to any woman out there, and any person. You could be a man too, out there. So, in this thing I haven't told you guys about, on advisement of certain people to keep my mouth shut until certain things take place in this process. And once certain things take place in this process, I may start telling you in bits and pieces. At the very end, when everything is said and done and everything is concluded, I have a 2.5 hour video, like a real life video of something that actually happened. Official copy of 2.5 hours, unbroken footage that I'm going to be sharing to the world, but not yet, to show what is really going on in the United States, what's really going on here. And I'll tell you this, you guys, the system is pushing so hard with lies, and I'm not standing for it. And this is incredibly inconvenient, extremely expensive. But in this, I've taken my time, keeping my mouth shut appropriately. I'm going to expose something so huge that they might get rid of me. Because I have 2.5 hours of something, an atrocity. So, right now, we'll just say I had a victory yesterday. I got all dressed up and I looked good. My opinion. My opinion about myself, I looked awesome. But I walked out that door, man, I did my hair and my makeup, and I'm not quite ready to go on camera yet, you guys. And it has to do with this thing that I'm just taking some emotional distance. I still want to talk to you guys. I still want to hang out. I still want to talk to you guys. But I've got to have some kind of privacy in all of this so I can process. There's so much to process that's going on. And ultimately, it is good winning over evil. That's the ultimate theme of what is going on. It's just taking a while. Again, it's very stressful. It's very expensive, this process that's going on. But ultimately, this is going to be for the good of a lot of people. In other words, when somebody finally stands up and says no, figuratively, they get smacked down and kicked and punched and stomped on and thrown in the ditch. And that is how it feels, what I'm going through right now. But if I didn't do what I'm doing right now, I don't think I could look myself in the mirror or sleep at night if I didn't stand up for people. And that's what I'm doing. Is, if you want to call it autism, when you've got morals and values, they never sway. You never compromise, especially with convenience. So you guys, without telling you anything, I'll just say there are multiple people in this process that are very impressed with the way I behaved and the way that I handled myself and all the things that came out of my mouth. Woo, I was glad to hear that. Something came out of my mouth that was productive, because when this was happening, and I knew I was being recorded the whole time, you guys, I ran my mouth with as much as I possibly could. I did. I thought, okay, I'm in a situation right now, but later on, someone a lot smarter than myself is going to get this tape, and I'm going to give them everything. I'm just going to hand them all of this on a platter. It's going to be jumbled and all over the place. But I set this thing up, you guys. Like, I guess when things happen with other people, they're under stress, or they get in front of a camera. I get in front of a camera, it's like, here's my opportunity. Here is my opportunity. Because over the years, the camera shows what's going on. It does. So I'm like, here's my opportunity, and I did it. Again, you guys are going to have to wait quite a while, because several steps are going to take place. I can't put any of this in the public yet. But even though I'm not telling you anything, and you will know later, and you will know because of what happened, because I am going to stand up, and there's going to be not only a victory, and you guys are going to see a victory, a big one, over a system that's been oppressive and tyrannical, and just been doing whatever the fuck they want to do. And I said, no, you're not. And boy, it was not convenient, that's for sure, standing on my morals and my fucking values. But I did it. Again, it's painful and it's expensive, but I'm fucking doing it, and I'm not bending. And I have people around me who've, say, been in this business for decades, who said they've never seen anybody go through what I went through and not cave and not crumble. And I'll just say it was bad. It was really bad. And I have people that have been doing certain things for decades that are impressed with me. And they said they've never seen anybody do what I did. Hold my ground and not bend, not waver amidst what was going on. And it was scary as fuck, I'll tell you that. And I wasn't sure if I was going to make it through. And it didn't matter. I didn't compromise my values or my morals or the truth. And that's all I did, was speak the truth and call everybody out on their lies. That's because I knew the camera was running. I made sure and got all the information out there. We can do all the research later. But I put out as much information as I could during that 2.5 hour recording to make sure everything was clear. And I didn't follow what everybody else wanted me to do. And I'll tell you this, there was some divine intervention in some of this. That's how I know this is going to get big, is while it was going on, and things were like, oh my God, a completely innocent person and other people just making up a bunch of lies was terrifying. It's absolutely terrifying. When you see that the corruption and the effort of many people coming together to, we'll say, make something look like it wasn't, or lie. How about lie? How about lie? That while that was happening, I'm like, oh my God, this is a fucking setup. You remember when I came on here, I deleted the video. When I came on here and I said, if anything happens to me, look at this person in this department. Do you remember when I did that, you guys? Do you remember when I said, if anything happens to me, this is who did it? Well, you guys, they did it. They did it. They did it, and they're not going to win. I mean, holy friggin' fuck. This was a huge attempt. We'll say to get my mouth, to shut my mouth. Huge attempt to shut my mouth, and I've done nothing but run my mouth after that. So this thing that I told you guys, if something happens to me, it's and some of you were live on there and you wrote it down. You got copies. Certain people got information that if anything happens to me, it points straight to one person and a department in a certain location that started it. So that's what happened. I mean, not only do I have people moving in next door who are doing surveillance, like holy crap, this is beyond like, oh, I think I'm paranoid. I think people are watching me, because I'm sitting there going, I think I'm going insane. Why does it feel like people are watching me? And then I go to Google, my reference these days. I go to Google. It's like, what is it like when you're under surveillance? Like when you've got one of those houses in the neighborhood or whatever. What are the telltale signs that you've got one of those houses that's doing surveillance, or people are watching, or your phone's being tapped, or they're tapping into your electronics, into your systems, or getting into your internet or whatever, or your computers. Like, what happens? What does it look like? So the research that I did was like, oh my God, these are those houses. Like, fuck. And it's like, now I can't tell anybody, because now if I tell someone, they're going to think you're crazy. Oh, sure, you're bad. Oh, you think you're so important that they're going to follow you. Oh, after this, immediately after this happened, I'll leaving out a bunch of details. Somebody moved in across the street right after this happened initially, and made things obvious. So I'm so excited that yesterday there was a huge win, a huge big win, and I got all dressed up for it. My hair, my makeup. Oh gosh, sorry, I got the hiccups. And then had a type of, it's still ongoing. It's still ongoing, but had a victory that's showing that in what is going on, there's certain things that have to take place for me to go to the next step, to really put some hurt on people who tried to put hurt on me. If I'm being vague enough. So there's recourse. Oh yeah, there's recourse for what happened. And because they didn't get away with it, it's becoming very apparent to some people that every step of this was corrupt. Every step was a lie, and so forth. So I'm seeing, and then there are some very specific things that have to take place in order for me to be able to, we'll say, cause a lot of problems in individuals' lives, not just in organizations' insurance pocketbook, but individuals that thought they had protection. We'll say, let's just say what they've done that's now been shown. They lost their protection. A bunch of people lost their protection. And they're going to be hurting really, really bad before this thing is over with. Hey, Brian. So, Brian. Oh my gosh, Brian, I didn't know whether I wanted to talk about this next thing or not. That happened yesterday after a wonderful, what I would call a win, in a process, not ultimate win, but when I won the battle. I won that particular battle. And there are more, but it's set up, and the boastfulness of these people has died down real quick. The wind is out of their sails, and where there was all aggressiveness and mouthiness and all, their silence like, this one bit and it's not letting go. You guys, I'm standing up for you. And I mean, there are things that I could have done to compromise to not be in the situation. I didn't do it because I'm not going to. I'm not going to accommodate a system that's corrupt just because they've got their way of doing things that doesn't follow pieces of paper have signatures on it. That rhymes with constitution. Oh my gosh. And, I was sitting there when I was watching all these TikTok videos. Oh, I accidentally hit my keyboard. Is everything okay? Okay, I think everything's fine on my screen. I accidentally put my hand down on my keyboard. It's all right there. Excuse me. So when I was looking on TikTok and seeing this happening to other people over and over and over, I was learning. I was learning what phrases to use, things to say, things to do. If you're told this, it's a lie. Do this instead. I had a semi-education, I guess, on TikTok for when something like this happened. Not thinking this would happen to me. How, there's no way that this would happen and someone would just start lying and think they're going to get away with all the lying. And I can tell they had. I can tell that in the past, these people have gotten away with these lies because they picked the right target. They picked a target that already had something going on in the first place. So these lies that they did, outright lies and fraud that they did, it really didn't matter because of all this other stuff going on. Well, when they picked me, as a target, they had an idea of what was going on with me and they completely misunderstood. So when they encountered me, they continued forward as if I'd done all of those things in their mind. And I'd done none. I'd done none. And the madder and madder they got as time went on, and I wouldn't cave. We'll just say people that have been in the business for 4 decades said they've never seen anybody hold their ground like I did, facing and enduring what I endured. With a level of fear and intimidation and threats and so forth. And I didn't budge. I didn't fucking budge, you guys. You'd be so proud of me. I can't wait to show you that 2.5 hours. It's probably going to be a year and a half before I can, though, because this is a process. This is a process. This is a big deal. And in this, I hope to be at the end. Again, there's a lot I can't open my mouth to right now, but in the end, I hope to be an example for you guys to stand up to these systems that are corrupt and making it harder for them to do what they're doing. There are systems that are so obsolete that it's time everything changed, and I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it anymore. Let me get my refill. Oh, gosh, I got the hiccups. So Brian, I don't know if you can give me your take on this, because I know you are not like this at all, Brian. Yesterday, when I had this win, so to speak, I thought, oh, let me go celebrate. Let me go celebrate and go to a local restaurant and just have an appetizer. I don't want to go home yet. I'm really happy about this in the process of this win right now in this at this level. I was so excited about that. I wanted to go out. Excuse me. And again, just have some fun. Whatever that is. It's basically just sitting there eating an appetizer and watching people do people things. I don't know. Just being out of the house. Nothing going on. It's lunch. No excitement. No dancing. No bands. Anything like that. Just I want to go out and enjoy my win. And enjoy my win and just fucking be happy. So I come into this. It's a really big place, and they've got about 3 or 4 bars in there. And excuse me, when I go in there, I sit at I don't drink, but I sit at the bar because it's just me. And it would be, I don't want to just sit at a table and there's no chance I'm going to say hi to anybody or talk to anybody. And that's kind of the fun of sitting at the bar, is being able to talk to people and just chit chat about bullshit and dumb stuff. and so, just not be at home. A break from puppy every now and then is good. So there's, where this is going, Brian. Oh my God, Brian. I'm so thankful for you, Brian. the exceptions. So this man is over there and he's on his phone and I'm not paying attention too much. And you guys, my description of what happened is going to be all over the place because I got really mad at one point and there was a fight. And yeah, I was a participant in it, but we'll just say I'm welcome back at the restaurant. I'm welcome back to the restaurant. Someone else is not. Oh, Brian. Oh, please tell me what's the mentality of this guy. I think I know the mentality, but I can't believe he said that out loud and did this in public. Like the audacity of it all. And this was Brian. This was the typical, I think, that male loneliness thing. I think it was like the typical thing. So he's sitting over there and he's on the phone, and I don't know if he has his own business or if he works for someone else and it was a business call, or because I wasn't really paying attention to the words so much, but it wasn't just him chatting with a friend. And there was an issue and a problem. Again, I was barely paying attention. And so he gets off the phone because, I'm sitting there. I want to have a good time. I'm checking my emails and kind of halfway listening to the tone of the conversation, not necessarily the words. And so he says to the lady that was the bartender there, really, really sweet young lady. And there were like 2 or 3 ladies there. And anyway, he said something to her. It's like, man, this has been a day. Oh my gosh, has your day been as bad as mine? Like, I've already talked to 2 people and they've chewed me out on the phone. And I don't remember. Again, I was kind of halfway listening, so I got bits and pieces. But it felt like, again, why are you sitting at a bar on your phone? He didn't look like the type to have his own business. But, whatever. It didn't matter. I didn't pay attention that much. Doesn't matter. So he's already agitated and so forth. And I've had a wonderful morning in a huge, again, the stuff I'm not telling you about yet, that I'm going to put out the 2.5 hour video later. Again, it might be a year and a half or so before I'm able to, because I've got to go through all the processes before I can open my mouth in public about everything. I don't want to jeopardize anything. I want to be able to tell you a story that, I can't say. After the final victory, not just the victory that's about to happen, but another one where these corrupt people are going to be called out. And again, because of the details of what they did, they've lost their protections, their personal, private protections. I'm trying to be kind of vague, but I think you know what I'm talking about. Like, if you lie on official documents, you lose your protection. Just saying. So, again, this conversation with this guy is going to be in bits and pieces and not in any particular order, because at some point I got mad and all the information is there from what was said back and forth. It's just not in the proper order. So, sorry about that. When I get under stress, everything gets jumbled in my mind. The information's still there, but not in the right order. Anyway, sorry about that. I can't just like, bro, here's the story. Because like the most upsetting thing comes out first, and it was probably in the middle. So he's he's talking, and I don't know, my food comes out. He says something about my food, and I thought, oh well, this is polite conversation. I usually don't talk to men, but he's doing polite conversation. Why not? Oh yeah, it's got an appetizer. like fried cheese curds. Oh my god, you guys, I was just being bad. Don't judge me. And it had like this jalapeno, like anyway, it was like a sweet jalapeno. And so I thought, okay, why not? I usually don't make conversation with men at all because it usually spirals downward pretty quick. But this sounds harmless. A little did I know, 5 minutes later. So anyway, he starts in, and it was about his jalapeno poppers, and I don't even remember what he ordered. And he was sitting, it was like an L-shaped bar, and I was on the short part of the L, and he was in the middle of the long part of the L, like where he was sitting. So we were about 4 or 5, seats, and we were the only ones at the bar. So and anyway, so we're talking about our appetizers, what the harm in that. And then he asked the question, we talked about a couple more things, and then, what do you do? And then I was like, I'm not getting into one of these conversations. Fuck that shit. So I said, as little as possible. And then, when he started doing it, you guys, I'm so rusty because I'm just like, fuck everybody, fuck ah. So when I start talking to a man, I forget they've got a script. I forgot, you guys. So I was kind of mad at myself a little bit after this that I didn't see this sooner, like where this conversation was progressing. I didn't see it sooner. But so he says something about, I don't even remember what we were talking about. I mean, appetizers or something. And I said something about, I just wanted out of the house, or just, casual plot conversation. Like, oh, just, it's nice just being out of the house or something like that. And so, and he goes, oh yeah, and I'm sorry, this guy, I don't know if he mumbled or what was going on, but I could hear and understand 85 to 90% of what he said, but I don't know if it was just the music or what, but sometimes I could not understand when I understood everybody else. So I was like, this is not a hearing problem. And I don't know if he's mumbling or just talking lower at some points. But again, as I'm telling you what he said, there's bits and pieces left out. So I'm sorry about that. So he said something, and again, I couldn't hear all the words. And he said, oh yeah, your husband's probably going to be mad when you get home. And I'm thinking, well, that's an interesting take on things. That whatever we were just talking about, when I got home, my husband would be mad at me. That tells me a lot about him. he was starting to tell on himself at that point, Brian. And Brian's like, oh, these men. Oh, sorry, Brian. Hey, you guys in the comments, Brian's one of the good ones. He's on our side. He feels so bad for us. I think he knows. So I was like, I took the bait. You got so mad at myself later on when I was like, I should have just told him to fuck off. Then I took the bait because I forgot about the script and that men have. And so I said, see, he was trying to get information of whether I was married or not. And I took the bait because I forgot how the plot line worked. So I was like, oh yeah, I don't have a husband. I don't think my dog's going to be upset with me. Like, where's he going with this? Yeah, exactly, Brian. That's what he was doing. He was trying to see if I was single. And Brian, since I have just not been interested in dating for so long, I forgot the script. Like he was, yeah, that's where he was going with this. So then he starts in, and again, I'm so sorry. This conversation is jumbled and not in any particular order. But once I started getting mad, there was no time or space. And everything was like on particles on the God bubble. I have access, so I'm going to tell you this story in jumbledness. I wish I could tell you in order and make more sense. So he got, something like that. And we were talking about, like, where are you from? And again, it was just polite conversation at the beginning. And just making jokes about, oh, that's a lot of heat. Are you from Texas? Where people from Texas, carry their hot sauce in their purse. So again, it was just light, polite conversation. Conversation that was, no, I didn't think it was a big deal. But Brian, he was just fishing for information. And I was so fucking gullible because I haven't even allowed room for a man to talk to me. So I forgot the script. Sorry, let me push my blinds up. So then he talks about, did I talk for, again, I can't remember, because right after this is when I started to get upset and time and space was a jumble after that. And I was like, am I in the fucking Twilight Zone? What's going on? And and again, I could only hear about 85% of what he was saying. Either he was mumbling or the music was covering up his words. Again, everybody else in that whole restaurant, I could understand clearly, like 100% of everything they said, except for him. And again, I can't figure out why. There were lots of parts of his conversation I could not hear. Anyway, so he says something about, oh, I divorced my wife. And I was like, okay, I'm just in observation listening mode at this point, and thinking, oh, this is a red flag. So, oh, I divorced my wife because, and then this part, you guys, I didn't hear clearly. She wouldn't do this, and I was telling her to do this and to do that, and and he kept talking about his needs, and she was selfish, and she only wanted to do stuff for herself, and if she wasn't going to do this, and this, and so he was again, I couldn't hear 10-15% of this, so I'm sorry that some details are left out of this conversation. But something about she wasn't doing for him all of this stuff, and I couldn't 100% hear what the stuff was. It didn't matter. I think I was getting a good idea of what was going on. So, this, and this, and she wasn't doing this, and she wasn't doing that, and that's a part of this, and taking care of him and all of that. She wasn't doing it, so he got rid of her. Here's what I'm thinking really happened. He put his foot down, like, you're going to do this, and she, and, by looking at how old I'm guessing he was, assuming she was roughly his age. Again, I'm just guessing. I figured that she had enough of his shit. The last few, like the 4B movement and all that, where women are like, we're not doing this shit. I think that's what happened. And she put down her foot. And I think she left him. And here's why. Because later in the conversation, and again, I'm jumping ahead a little bit. Later in the conversation, when he went into religion, and all women are corrupt and bad, and we are the destructive ones in this world because women are selfish and they divorce men for selfish reasons, and they break up their families. He says this right after he told me that he divorced her. He's saying that women are the problem because we're divorcing men for selfish reasons. Right after he said he left her. That's why. And then he was all butthurt the rest of that conversation about women being horrible and terrible. But then he left her? I'm thinking not. I'm thinking she left his ass and gave him an ultimatum and all. That he became way too demanding. And she's like, no. No. So then, okay. I'm sorry, I jumped to the middle. So he started, and I don't remember where the conversation went after that. But he said something about religion or something. A religion is a good place to start, and then move over to spirituality. And then he's, you know how someone wants agreement as they're talking, they're expecting agreement, whether it being a nod of your head or yes, or, something to agree with what they're saying. He was doing gestures. for me to agree with what he's saying, and I wasn't, and he didn't like that because I wasn't just going along with everything he was saying, and and then he kept talking about religion and so forth, and I said, well, I'm a recovering Baptist. I remember saying that. Again, this conversation in my mind is so jumbled because I was mad after a certain point when he said some things that were derogatory towards women. So, and again, and not any particular order, he was talking about a religion and this and that, and I said, oh, well, yeah, not for women so much. And I made that comment again, Brian. Oh God, he baited me, Brian, and I took the bait. And I did. I kicked myself for a while after that. I was so mad. Don't you worry, I'm all sharp now, Brian. It's like, ah. Hold on, I can't even remember this whole conversation. It's all a big circle. Or it's kind of like a bubble more than that. Oh, and then when I said something like that, I don't remember. He started talking nonsense. So I don't know. He has bought into some kind of belief system that when it comes out of someone's mouth, it doesn't make sense. Does that make sense? Oh my God. Ugh. So he's talking nonsense. And I, and I said something about spirituality, but then he cut me off. And then, what did he say? And so I said something about women. Oh, not good. Religion is, this is what I said. Religion is man-made. And then, so he goes off way into left field that I've called all men evil. like men are inherently evil. He says, is that what you believe? And I'm like, God, this is a baited question. And Brian, I could kick myself that I didn't stop the conversation right there. I kept going. Fucking kept going. And so I thought, well, I can't tell him the truth. Like, we're getting rid of you. You're obsolete, and we're getting rid of you. I'm like, how do I try and keep this discussion kind of on the down low? When he's asking me, oh, so all men are inherently evil? And I was trying to be polite and said, well, men are pretty destructive. I said I did have a son, and he's an engineer and he destroyed the toaster to see how it worked, but he was pretty destructive. And so you're one of those. Oh man, you guys, he went on this rant about how women are, I can't say on YouTube some of the words he used to describe women. And he said women were the cause of all the problems in the world, and they're not even needed to have babies. Or like you have to have a man to to make a baby. And I said, I think you're a little behind on your science. You haven't done much research, have you? And then he said, oh, well, your research is the Bible and this and that and the other. I don't know. He starts talking about all this stuff that made no sense to me. And so I just made the comment. I said, I don't watch TV, so I don't even know what you're talking about. Like, he was just saying the craziest things that made no sense. And blaming women, and women are awful, and men are so good. And if it wasn't for men, you can't live without us. If it wasn't for men, and he's just pointing around the room, we make the roads. You wouldn't have electricity without men, or this restaurant, or food, or shelter. And he's just listing everything on this planet. And I said, well, we made men. You wouldn't be here without women. And then he got right back into, men are what create life, not women. So now he's talking nonsense. He is so, he's on the floor in the laboratory, not being able to see on the countertop. Like, what the fuck is wrong with him? So, I mean, I don't know if religion takes men's IQs away from them. I have no idea, but he was just talking this complete nonsense. And so he keeps boasting that how men are so awesome and all that, we need them. And I said, well, not really. We can have babies without you. Parthenogenesis. That's not true. That's a lie. And I'm like, well, this guy's an idiot. He's apparently not going to look up anything. He's got some thought process going on that's unbendable. And I think his IQ is low. And my mom, she has the best advice. My mom, she said, never argue with a fool. And I had argued with a fool for a while. I hope my mom's not disappointed in me. So after he's going off on men are so much better than women, or women are nothing, and you can and I said something about cloning, and he said immaculate conception or something like that with Jesus, and I said, well, parthenogenesis, you can't create a man, you can only create a woman, so that's a false story. So that's a lie about where Jesus came from. and then he said everything I was saying was wrong, and he knows because he reads the Bible. And I was like, how about you pick up a scientific journal every now and then? I can't say I got in trouble for what I almost said on TikTok. They shut down my ability to go live for a while when I said a certain word. Anyway, so at that point, I'm trying to be on my phone. I'm texting my friend, like, oh my God, I'm sitting next to a misogynist. And I kept spelling misogyny wrong. And kept trying to figure out how do you spell misogyny. And then I was still mouthing off about, and very argumentative. And so I just pretended to not hear him. And then he got worse. Yeah, you thought that was bad. He got worse. Stuff I can't even say. Talking about women, and then he starts to go off on, well, we don't even need women to make another human being, and you can make a human being from someone's arm. I'm like, okay, and then just doesn't back it up with any information or anything like that, and I'm like, that sounds like cloning. I mean, just saying that sounds like cloning. So he was just getting ridiculous. He wasn't going to research any information that came out of my mouth. He had already had a set idea of what was going on. So I said, this is not pleasant conversation, and I don't want to talk to you anymore. And then he keeps going and he won't stop. And that's when the fight started. Again, I'm still welcome at the restaurant after what took place. So there was nothing physical, but we'll say there were raised voices. And I basically, hold on, let me take a breath. So finally, the bartender lady comes back in there. She'd gone into the other room. It was like in the middle of the afternoon where there's hardly any people in the whole restaurant. So, she was just coming to check on us every now and then. So just, hovering. So she comes in there and she's like, is everything okay? And I'm like, no. And so I tell her all the stuff that he was saying. Excuse me. I said, I was halfway finished with my food. I was sick to my stomach. I lost my appetite. I was sick to my stomach. And I said, I'd just like to pay for my food and leave because he will not stop harassing me. And I said, he's being demeaning towards women. I said, I don't know what's wrong with him. He's mad. He's like big mad. And he just wants to fight with people. And I'm not going to do this. And he felt like he had the right to just talk to me any way he wanted. And the stuff coming, I don't know if he was even, I didn't look, you guys, to see if he was even drinking alcohol or not. Because we were like, sitting, again, I don't drink, but I do sit at the bar when I go to a restaurant by myself, because it's weird if I sit at a table. So, and I didn't even look to see if he was drinking alcohol or not. I have no idea. Or if he's just like that. Oh, sorry, I got the hiccups. Or if he's just like that regular. So, like, that was so upsetting. So there was a verbal altercation in there. And later, there's so many things that I wish I had said I probably would have gotten kicked out of the restaurant if I did. So it's a good thing I did not. I spoke my displeasure and, just stated what he was doing. And, this is not pleasant conversation. and all. And then he gets all mad and he's like, oh, I was leaving anyway. Oh, God, I want my check. Like, oh my gosh. And he's like, oh, let me go check something. And he leaves the room. And while he leaves the room, I tell her all kinds of stuff about what just went on. And I said, you got cameras in here, right? You can go watch and listen to everything that happened while you were not in here. Because they've, these restaurants have cameras all over the damn place. And so I don't know if they have sound or not, but I'm like, you're going to see what he did. And I said, this is really upsetting. Here, I come out just to have a good time, to sit here and eat fucking fried cheese with jalapeno sauce and celebrate my win. And I get told how little women matter in the world and get attacked by a fucking man who hates women. It's like well, while he was not there, he's like, oh, you're a man hater, aren't you? I'm sorry, all the details are starting to come out now. I'm calming down a little. He goes, oh, you're a man hater, aren't you? And I'm like, oh my God, he hates women. So again, you guys, I think you'd be real proud of more, I said, facts than saying, because okay, these were the things that I thought of afterwards. You know, when it's afterwards, the things that you think of saying, again, that would have gotten me kicked out of the restaurant. But I'm so glad I didn't say them. But one of the things that I'm going to practice and practice and practice, if it happens again, I'll just simply say, well, men that have small penises usually say things like you're saying. And I was thinking about just a bunch of stuff like that. But you guys, it was so stressful to deal with an angry man in public. And then when he left for I don't know what he did. I think he just wanted to kind of leave for a minute and then come back because it was getting really heated. And I was so mad. And then when he left, again, he came back after that. The bartender, she, when she's walking past me, she's like, I hate men. I hate men. And she was not a lesbian, by the way. Not a lesbian. And she's like, I hate men. I felt a little bit better after she's trying to be, as polite as she could be and professional and all that. I mean, she wasn't treating him nice, but she wasn't treating him horribly while she was getting his check and everything. But she wasn't being sweet and nice either. Sorry, just refilling my drink. So, gosh, when, I guess, and I felt a little bad because I had seen some women out in public when they started, and I was thinking, why didn't I record this? At one point, I thought, I'm going to record this, but it was like, no, I'm going to shut this down. I'm not going to talk anymore. This guy obviously has a problem with women, and he wants to take it out on one. So I'm at a place where it's like, I'm not going to deal with that shit. And I saw these, and they were a lot younger than myself, and they were like, please leave me alone. Go away. We did not invite you over there. Like, they're being polite and everything. And I was like, why don't you tell him to go fuck off, while I'm watching a video. And then when it happens to me, and I'm trying to do the polite thing, and the same thing happened to me. Yeah, here I'm being critical of others, and that's how it happens, right? So here I was trying to be polite, and this harassment just would not stop. And again, I almost recorded it, but I thought, let me shut this down, but it didn't stop. I was so upset. I was shaking so hard. I was so upset that I couldn't even go to, well, in the past, I'd gone looking half-ass, sweats on and my hair twisted up and probably yesterday's makeup or what was left of yesterday's makeup kind of stuff. And with an attitude. But yesterday I was so happy because of this big win and all. Again, in this process, it's one win in a long process, but a win. I go out to celebrate and dealing with an angry man that hates women and has all these ideas that he thinks he's just going to dump on me. You guys, what do you do? I don't want to do this anymore. And I don't want to go into society angry all the time because it feels like that's how I've got to act, is mad at the world. Was it resting bitch face to get men to leave me the fuck alone? I have got to be angry. So this guy and Brian, when you're like, it sounds like he's trying to see if you're single and all that. It sounds like he's trying to pick me up. And then when he's like, oh, you're one of those, I'm thinking, who the fuck do you think you are, evaluating me? As if he looks at the world as a dating pool. I'm sure he's on Tinder and all the other ones. So he was looking at me as, are you fuckable? Which I was, by the way. Just saying, if I should say so myself. I am so completely fuckable. Especially yesterday. I looked hot. Ah, my hair. Oh, my hair was just perfect. You know when your hair's just right, ladies? Good hair day. Oh, and my makeup went on beautifully. Oh, I have all this new natural makeup. Oh, I did artistry on my face, and it looked amazing. Oh, yes. Oh, yeah, I was fuckable. So that's probably why he's trying to see if I was single or not. Angela, he was really gross. So here he's evaluating me and judging me, and then feels free to just say, oh, you're one of those. As if I was out there to try and date a man. That's how he acted. Like, I'm out there single, not married. And so now he wants to fuck me. And then when he finds out I'm not taking his shit, then he attacked me. Man, the things I wanted to say to him that I said later on, and poor puppy last night was like confused. Why is mom so mad? I'm not mad at you. I'm sorry. I did a lot of hugging her. I'm sorry, I'm just mad. And then I just start talking to the air again. Like I was talking to him, only saying things that I wish I'd said. Like only men with small penises say stuff like that. And so I was like, oh God, I feel so bad for puppy. Last night she was a little scared of me at one point. Like, I'm so sorry. Oh my God. I'm just processing my feelings. Oh my God. Oh my gosh. So yeah. I think it's about time for the destruction of mankind. Because I'm not dealing with that crap anymore. Where I'm not able to just go in public and be at peace. That an angry man feels like it's his right to just come destroy my peace. And the way he was talking as if I should just take everything that he says. Demeaning women and so forth. And it was becoming clearer and clearer and clearer what happened in his marriage. When he says that, oh, he was like, you do this and you do that. She wouldn't do it, so I left her. I kicked her out. I kicked her to the curb. And then later on he says, women are more destructive than men because they destroy families and they divorce men. And I'm like, this is just the fucking narrative. Like, where does he get this narrative? He had to be a non-player character, you guys. There's no way, because he had every fucking talking point that I heard for the 4B movement on TikTok. What every woman out there is saying, that all these men say all of these things. And I'm like, gosh, sure, they're not like that. And I had one right in my face that had every talking point. Everyone in those religions and stuck in those religions. So I'm suspecting that man with his anger, he's not getting any. And he was really, really bad that here's another woman that doesn't want him. Man, I wish I'd told him that. I really do. I wish I had told him. But I would have gotten kicked out of the restaurant. Anyway, so there was a verbal altercation. It got pretty loud. And you know, at the end, I spoke my mind. Oh, I know, Angela. Like, I didn't ask a lot of questions because again, I don't know if he was mumbling or what was going on, but there was about 10 or 15% of whatever he was saying that I couldn't understand. And, you know, it didn't come with subtitles. So, and it didn't, because I had to keep saying, what? Because he'd say most of what he was saying I understood, and there'd be one or two words that were like mumbled. And that was such a frustrating conversation in the first place. But Oh, I know. And I wasn't even out to pick up a guy. And I was wondering, is that what he thought? Like, I'm there at the bar just to be another person for him to evaluate whether you're gonna, you want to fuck me or not. Oh my God. Oh God, you're right, Brian. That's what because when it was over with, I was like, what just happened? What in the world just happened? Because you guys remember the friend, I use that term loosely. The friend that I had, hold on, let me look at something real quick. Someone's car is idling. I was just going to see where it was. Hold on. Didn't know if someone was coming over to visit or not. So for a while, I'd befriended someone just in the neighborhood, an older guy, and I thought, oh, he's like 83 years old, like he's harmless and all of that. So it was like, oh, here's someone that I could go and sit at a bar and eat appetizers and just, go listen to the music and stuff like that. Again, I don't drink, but I sit at the bar when I'm, because you can talk to people and all. I think it's cool. Anyway, so I had gone to a few places with him, and it was nice because I didn't get hit on. And then afterwards, he was giving me feedback, and he said, "Did you see all those men staring at you?" And I was like, "No." I said, "I don't see that stuff." And he's like, "They were staring at you like they I forgot his words. He was like 83, so they use different words, but like they had hungry eyes. That's what he was indicating. But they had hungry eyes, and he said that he stared them down, like gave them like mean looks and all that, like back off kind of stuff. And all this was happening, and I didn't even know it. And this was him talking to me afterwards. Again, someone that I thought was a friend. Now, at some point, I think that he had an idea to potentially date me, or that he feelings or something. It's my best guess. Because again, it was like 83. To me, it's like there's no thoughts of dating or anything. That's why I thought he was safe, I guess. So, anyway, for a period of time it's okay, and then suddenly it was like, oh, we're going so and so place. Dress this way and don't dress that way. I'm like, what? Like, he started talking about the way I dress. And again, we're not even dating or anything. We're just friends. And it just, over time, the telling me how to dress became, everything was my fault because of the way I was dressed, that all these men were behaving a certain way, and I should change the way that I dress so their behavior would change. And I was like, I wear what I want. However they're acting is their problem, not mine. It's not my responsibility that they can't control themselves. So I'm telling him stuff like this. He's not even listening. So then, he said the leggings. And he said, let me tell you about men. This is what he said to me after 2 marriages, horribly abusive marriages, where the second one was cheating with everybody. If she had legs, he fucked her. Okay. So I'm dealing with all of this cheating and everything. I swear to God, it was every fucking body. It wasn't one or two or this one or that one or my not friend. All of them. Man, when he cleaned out he left his phone one day. He left his phone at home. And he cleaned out everything he thought to clean out, but he forgot to clean out the sent folder in his email. He forgot to clean out the sent folder in his email. So I found out a lot. I did not know. And that's always at the end, isn't it? Ugh. So this guy is like, let me tell you about men. I'm like, as if you're going to tell me something I don't already know. He's like, when and he was not using the words that I'm using. He used more polite words, if there are any polite words. But the curve of the camel, like the outline of the camel, he's telling me that was not his words. That when a man sees that, it turns him on and he can't control himself or whatever. And I'm thinking, he's telling me about all men. He's talking about himself. And I said, that's gross. So I said, it doesn't matter who it is. You see that and you get turned on. I said, that's a problem. I said, you got parasites. If you feel out of control with these feelings, you have parasites. You need to get rid of your parasites. So, in this, he's maintaining like he's this awesome person, and kept telling me, oh, don't wear leggings, because if a man behaves a certain way around you, it's justified. It's my fault because I had leggings on. And it was nonsense. And I kept telling him, I don't want to hear a word out of your mouth about anything that I wear ever again. It got to that point where I was ready to end the friendship because he wouldn't keep his mouth shut about whatever I was going to wear. And then if he wasn't dictating or telling me what to wear, he was criticizing what I was wearing. And I thought I had some pretty good fashion sense. Well, I'm talking about my sweats, but I think also he's like, when we would go out, again, we were just friends. We would go out and he'd be, oh, let's go have an appetizer at so-and-so place or whatever. And, or let's go get an ice cream or something. And I'm like, oh God, I look terrible. I don't even have my pimples covered up or something. He's like, oh, no. So it seemed like over and over, he wanted me to go out with him and not look good. Ladies, you probably know what's going on. and not look good. So, and then I'd express, like, I don't feel good about myself. And all of that I used to just dress up all the time and look nice all the time and do my makeup and my hair. And I felt better and all. So, anyway, I thought it was really weird that he always wanted me looking bad when we went out. And again, when I looked really nice, he was frustrated because all the men were staring at me. And he was having to protect me by giving them stares back to leave me alone. Oh my God. So one day I did this on purpose. I'm like, you know what? I just want to dress up today just because I want to look good. And so I did my hair, my makeup, and I put on a skirt. It was a $5 skirt from Walmart, but I put on a skirt and a top from Guess. I mean, I don't mean Guess. The top was from Guess. So I go over there, and I did it on purpose because I'm like, I can't figure out what's going on. So I kind of wanted to test him. So I went over there to just give him something. Just kind of randomly give. Oh, let me give this to you. I'm just swinging by because I was going to go to the grocery store. And what had really happened was the tarot was like, you're going to meet a prominent person and an important person. So look good today or something. Tarot said that. So I was like, okay. And all it did was give me an excuse to dress up because I wanted to dress up anyway. So it was just an excuse to dress up anyway. But I thought, I want to see his reaction when I'm just dropping by on my way to go to town. Again, I didn't tell him I was going to the store, just the grocery store. But on my way to town, yeah, I'm right outside of town, you guys. It's a small town, and I'm outside of town in the middle of the woods. I love it. So when I went over there, he was shocked. He had a shocked look on his face, really surprised. And oh, well, and then all of a sudden, it was a Spanish Inquisition. Yes, was asking where was I going, who was I going to see, and we were not even dating, you guys. We weren't even dating, and he was jealous. And I was like, that's what it is. He doesn't want me to look good because he doesn't feel like he's good enough for me, even as a friend, which I think he had other ideas that he was hiding. Some men will hide that they want to fuck you for a year and a half. 2 years, sometimes 5 years. They'll sit there and be your friend all this time, and they'll finally hit on you. Ugh. It's like that for me as a woman, when they do that, the friendship's over. Like, if we go into this as a friendship and then you do anything else, we're done. So you guys know that the friends who are men in my life have not hit on me because they're still my friend. And once they hit on me, I'm done with them. I can't trust you anymore. I think that's what was going on with this guy. He was just really good at hiding that he wanted to date me. And for a long period of time. My opinion, I think that's what was going on. So he threw a hissy fit when I was looking good. Like, who was I going to see and what was I going to do? Like, there was a purpose for me looking good. I couldn't just look good. And that's when I thought, okay, you are feeling insecure around me because you think you're not good enough for me, and you're not. No man is. I mean, I'm a woman. There's no man out there good enough for me. Well, especially according to my dad. Ladies, right? According to everybody's father, no man out there is good enough for my daughter. So he was right. He wasn't good enough for me. And he knew it because I called him on all his shit. He was just a neurotypical. That he would change his morals and values, and lies would come out of his mouth according to who he was around. And he compromised so much. And this is what I learned from people who are very, very social and have lots of friends and are big in the community. I mean, I don't want to put people down who are big in the community. That's not what I mean at all. It's just that I've found, looking at psychology, studying psychology, armchair psychologist, by the way, no degree in that. Just, I'm fascinated by people's behavior. Being autistic, all you do is watch people's behavior so you can copy it. I forgot what I was even talking about. Anyway. Yeah, I'm so sorry. I don't even have a remember person today. It's like, God, Kelly shooting from the hip today. So I had not been impacted so much by this, what they're terming as the male loneliness epidemic, where men are so mad right now because their parasites aren't getting any sex. And again, ladies, mostly ladies in here, and Brian's in here. That if you've got, let's go over the basics, ladies, because after yesterday, that knocked me over pretty hard yesterday. The basics of this. Ladies, do whatever the fuck you want. This is your life. It's your piece. And what is it that you want? If we're dealing with want, what do you want? What do you want? Do you want peace? Let's start there. So here comes a man. Can he give you peace? Well, let's listen to what he says on the date. Okay. Oh, hi, man. Number 1. Even though you're really number 3. 3's diarrhea, by the way. Just even though you're number 3. Okay, so the man. He's all like, oh, you're so pretty. You guys, there's a script. You're so pretty. I know. I've learned that one, you guys. Like some of these comebacks I got down. Like when a man tells you you're beautiful, tell him you know. Yeah, I know. They get disarmed, so they don't know what to do after that. The look on their face when they say you're beautiful or you're pretty, when you say I know. They're used to, oh, am I? Oh, the insecurity. They play on it. I've okay, not to criticize women, but I've seen a man tell a woman that fell out of the ugly tree and hit every branch on the way down. I saw him say, oh, you're pretty and you're beautiful. And it was like, wait a minute. And then I started to think back at all these times when a man said that I was pretty, I look like shit. again, I had sweats on, my hair twisted up, yesterday's makeup half smeared off, and a man said I was pretty. So when I saw a not very attractive woman, a man say you're pretty, I was like, oh my God, that's a script. Because I was thinking back to the times when they said that, when I didn't feel like I was, and I don't think I was at all. If anybody took a picture, they would quickly throw it away if they saw me. So, no. So that's how you just disarm in the first place. I know I'm beautiful. What else? Oh, you're not like any other woman I've ever met. Yeah, I know. So what makes you worthy to talk to me? And then you talk for a while and I go, oh woman, you have all of these things that I need. Oh, I need you. I want you. I'm skipping a few steps. I want you. I need you. Yeah, I'm sure you do. But I don't want you. I don't need you. And that's a red flag right there. I'm not getting into a relationship with a person who is needy. And that's the word that came out of your mouth. I need you for this. And I'm like, well, I'm just going to have to back the fuck off then. Backing up. Beep, 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 beep. Ladies, if you hear either of these two words, need or want, from a man proposing a relationship with you, run. Don't walk, run. I mean, I've outright said that this person who he was, I think he was kind of wanting to date me, but not really saying it and all of that. And he was saying in the context of the friendship, oh, I need this from you. And I was like, oh, we can't be friends anymore. I said, I don't get into relationships with people with needs. And then every time he would talk about, I had to dress a certain way and not wear leggings and all, because, men can't control themselves. And so it's my fault for wearing leggings. And I said, I'm not going to take that. I said, these are men that have parasites. They're needy. I said, if a man needs, we're not even dealing with want. If a man needs something you have, like your vagina, and he says he needs that, he's a predator. And he's dangerous in your life, ladies. If a man has needs and you've got the thing he needs, that is the most dangerous person in your life. That is your apex predator. So if ladies have something that men need because they've got parasites, and then they're going to blame it on women because they wear leggings. Ladies, run. Anytime you hear a man proposing a friendship, whatever ship, situationship, close proximity ship, I just want to fuck you ship, whatever, listen to the words that come out of their mouth. Let me put it on the bottom, you guys. Nothing's changed. Nothing's changed. See, I saw that when I started doing this with the healing process, this at the bottom now, I just changed it. I need, I want, I have, I am, I be. A state of being. When I started to look at this and work with over 17,000 people, you guys, worked with over 17,000 people looking at, what are we telling ourselves when we speak? Oh, I need to go to the grocery store. Well, it has nothing to do with the grocery store, but we're in the place of need. And you'll hear it come out of your mouth. That's why I, in my workshops and everything, that I suggest you guys record yourself, record your voice, just talking about stuff. Let a little time pass, go back and listen. And look at how many times you use the word need, want, or I have to have this, or it kind of in the same category, I have to do this, or I want to possess something. That's in having. And either of these, if a man is, I need you, that is the lowest form, ladies. They will drain the life out of you, and you will not be alive at the end. They will drain all. I've seen, I won't start in, but I've seen recently with my new not friend, and who's 83. Their entire family is not on planet Earth anymore. And I think I told you about this the other day. Gave me this piece of paper that had all their dashes, you know, when they got to planet Earth and when they left planet Earth, and the dates, their names and the dates. And then put his name. There were like 4 of them, 4 family members, all his children and his wife. And then he had his name last, is the beginning date, you know, when he arrived on planet Earth, and a dash and blank. So he's living in the land of not alive. So there was, and he changed again in my mind, and everything going on with him was a friendship. No matter where he was going with this or not, it was always a friendship with me. So there was a time he was helping me out. Like, you know how there's some people that they get their jollies on helping people, like it makes them feel important and like they're worth something and all. He's one of those. He likes to help people, not to help people, but to feel good about himself. I've seen him do that over and over and over, and get mad at people that he's trying to help, but he's hurting them while he's helping. He did that to me. So, like, you're not really helping me in this trying to help me thing. He tries to gossip with me, and I don't know if it's a Sagittarius or autism or just being a human being, and I don't want to hear gossip. He starts to gossip about a person, and it just began, and I didn't care. I don't give a shit about stuff like that with people. If they don't tell me, none of my business. I don't want to get into other people's shit. I got enough shit going on myself. I don't want in other people's shit. So he's gossiping about this person and revealing information they probably would have told me if I asked. But they didn't tell me. That pissed me the fuck off, because I thought, in this friendship, I bet he's telling other people things about me. Like he just went in there and she spilled her guts to him, and he came out and just told me everything. You know, about, oh, they're moving because their parent is sick and they've got to be taken care of. And you know, it's none of my fucking business what's going on in someone's family unless they tell me. I don't want to know. That's gossip. Are you a part of the solution? Okay. Again, my mom's advice always turned out to be really accurate and really good. And because she said, this is what gossip is, Kelly. And she said, when you talk to another person about another person, if you're talking to them because you're part of the solution or they're part of the solution, like maybe you're seeking advice or things like that. If you're a part of the solution, it is not gossip. If you are not part of the solution and you pass on information, that's gossip. Does that make sense? That's the advice that my mom gave me, whether it's gossip or not. Are you a part of the solution? Are you seeking advice from this person? And it's like, hey, you know, I'm confiding in you. I'm not putting it out there to people, for any reason, but I don't know what to do about this situation. What's going on with this person? Can you help me figure out a solution? It's not gossip, because you are part of the solution. So the information that he was giving me, I'm never going to probably talk to that lady about that. She wasn't seeking my advice on what to do with her ill father or her ailing parents or whatever was going on. Again, I half listened because I don't get into gossip. I don't give a shit. So he was just spreading information to get attention. So I cut him off and I said, I don't care. I don't want to know. And then he was frustrated because I think he was stressed out in the first place. And by gossiping, he gets attention. Like, he's 83. Who the fuck cares about 83-year-olds? I mean, it's sad, but that's the way it is. Nobody fucking cares. So it's like he's got to make up something to get attention. And I don't gossip. And so people who get attention through gossip don't do well around me. They end up not liking me real fast. Because I don't put up with that bullshit. Like, you're going to sit here and just talk about people. And you're not part of the solution. Like, what are you doing about it? You're just spreading information. Why? Because you want attention. God. So then I didn't trust him. I didn't trust him after that. Whatever. So I said, I don't care. I don't want to hear it. And then so he says to me, well, then you're going to have to ask her yourself and find out on your own. I said, I'm not, because I don't want to know. And I don't care. Like, and he was acting all weird. And then, so he gets in his vehicle and just drives off. But he had my laundry in his vehicle. I didn't need help with my laundry, but he wanted to help me with my laundry. Well, whatever. So he drives off with my laundry. I'm like, oh my God, are you kidding me? I only had like half my laundry. So anyway, started my laundry and he drove off and because he didn't even say goodbye or where he was going or anything. He went home, but and so I was like, I gotta get my laundry. I gotta get all my laundry started. I'd like to get it all started at the same time. So it's like all the machines are open. Let's get this going. And so I called him. And so there's some fumbling on the other line, on the other side. Because, when it's an old person and it's a cell phone, maybe they don't quite know if they're on the phone or not yet to say hello and all. But so he didn't really say anything. I heard just fumbling with the phone. And so, enough time had passed for, him to say hello. Like, wait a minute, what is going on? So I just said, hello? I just say like that into the phone. Kind of like, did he drop his phone or whatever? Anyway, so he says, what? Just like that. I call him, it rings, he answers, doesn't say anything. And I'm like, 10 seconds later, not knowing if we're connected or not. Because, it's a cell phone. Sometimes you're not connected. And I'm like, hello? What? I maintained my composure. I didn't say anything. Because I'm like, let me do some evaluating. And I said, you just drove away with my laundry. Oh. So he comes back around, and I don't know, he'd been mouthing off about a lot of other stuff that he's like, oh, I want to help you and XYZ and 1, 2, 3. And so like after he did that, I did XYZ and 1, 2, 3. Like where I didn't need his help or want his help. And when he came up, he thought he was going to do XYZ and 1, 2, 3. And I'm like, no, I already handled that. I made him mad. Like I took his ability to help me away. So sometimes that really hurts people. They'll want, like Pisces or whatever. They want to help to get attention. And then he wasn't going to get it. So I was at that moment when he said on the phone, what? The friendship was over. It was just the details after that. Ladies, you know what I'm talking about. When it's like, you just shut your mouth. You don't argue anymore. You don't care anymore. I was done. So after that, I was nice and polite. I changed overnight. Oh, no. I could do. Oh, thank you so much for offering. But no, I'm fine. Oh, thank you. This is how I acted after that. I'm like, friendship over. Friendship over. I'm not dealing with this shit. So, I don't remember what happened after that. A topic came up. And I put information out about this topic because he was criticizing me again about why don't you eat at fast food restaurants? And I'm like, because I don't like the taste of people. It wasn't the exact words I said, but you know where I went with that conversation. And then he's like, no, it's not true. Prove it. Pisces. Yeah, prove it to yourself. How about you shove something? Anyway. So I was like, it's not my job to prove anything to you. Go look it up yourself. So I was just so tired of constant, arguing. And I'd say, I don't want to argue. And he'd complain about all these people arguing with him. Oh, this person's arguing, that person's arguing. And he's the one that starts all the arguments. And I don't argue with people. I just say my shit and I leave. And fuck you. I'm not going to argue. My mom said don't argue with the fool. So I leave 15 minutes later. I get an email. See, this is my downtime at the end of the evening, my peaceful time, my my home, my refuge. Refuge. So he sends me an email. I just spent the last 15 minutes on Googling people and McDonald's. Not going to say exactly what anyway. And it's not true. And, what did he put at the end? Wow. And like, he was like really sarcastic and like putting me down and stuff. Like I'm stupid and an idiot. So I wrote back, like your tone was condescending and demeaning and all that. And I was like, with autism, when you're trying to express emotion through the written language, it can be misunderstood. So if you're going to convey emotion to me in the future, in our friendship, please do that on the phone or in person. So basically, I was letting him know it was not okay to just whack me. And I don't know if it's a Pisces thing or a man thing or whatever, but the ex that was a Pisces, his strategy was to scream and yell at me and throw things and hurt me, and I was bleeding and bruised and so forth. He would do that. And then he would yell something in my, like I would be trying to have a discussion. It would go back and forth, and then he would say something ridiculous and inflammatory, and then walk out like he's not going to stand around. And then I would follow him, but it's like, but that's not true. Like nothing coming out of your mouth is true right now. Oh, yes, it is. So anyway, he would do shit like that. He would. What do you call that in psychology when you come up and you just punch him and walk away? That was like, he's gonna punch me with something in an argument and then walk away and not give me a chance to respond, whatever that was called. So that's it felt like what he was doing with the email is punching me and saying I'm right and you're wrong, and I'm not going to take that in a friendship. I'm not going to take that shit. So that's when I wrote back what I said. So he wrote back how ungrateful I was for all his help and everything. It's like, I would have been better off in there. It's kind of like, having your 5-year-old clean in the house, teaching them to be responsible and all that and clean. It takes 5 times longer and you end up going back after them and cleaning up, teaching them how to clean. Anyway, I'm like, I'm not going to do this. I would have done better if you hadn't helped me. Like, it was more work for you to help me, more stress, and I have no peace. So anyway, he wrote how ungrateful I was, and all he's ever wanted to do was just help me, and then he's like, but everything you say is shocking, as an excuse to argue, and so forth. Anyway, he wrote this to me, and I did not respond. I was done. I did not respond. You pissed him off. So, ladies, the basics are, if any dealings with anybody, but here in particular with the men, here where it's so dangerous in the United States, with men who are not getting relief from the parasites by abusing women and graping and murdering them, that they don't have as many opportunities for graping and so forth, and to lie and coerce women into becoming prostitutes for them and so forth, because I think they call it losing access. Is that the term? Because in the United States, at least that's all I know about here in my dealings, the men have become incredibly dangerous, ladies, to where we just can't even talk to them anymore. Apparently, we can't even talk to them. So this has become, well, in my life, especially what happened yesterday, just going somewhere to have an appetizer, to celebrate a win in my life, and dealing with what I dealt with. Oh my gosh, it is so dangerous here. The men are so dangerous. I mean, they were dangerous before, but they lied and there was a script. But now that women see that they're all liars and that their parasites are speaking for them and that men are out of control and they don't have control over their sexual urges and so forth, because they're so full of parasites. Ladies, be careful. Be careful. And I'm in a place where it's not so bad here in Colorado. Like down south, it's horrible. It's not so bad here, and it was awful yesterday. Dealing with that man and the altercation that I had with him in public. Again, I'm welcome at the restaurant again. He's not. After all of that. Oh my gosh. It's crazy. Oh, thanks, Northern Star. Yes, she did give wise counsel. My favorite one, I think, is one of your favorites too. Her advice to me. She's like, opinions are like buttholes. Everyone's got one, and some stink more than others. Oh, never eat in your bedroom. Got it. Is that like a feng shui or whatever? Is that a feng shui thing, or is that how you say that? Oh my gosh. Let's see. Oh, hey, Mindy, grateful to see you live. Kelly, grateful for this cold sickness I received from my little one. Aw, been a long time since I felt this shitty. Aw. Hey, the cold thing, Mindy, my opinion. Oh, hold on. Where's my opinion banner? Hold on. There, for entertainment purposes only, Mindy. Oh, crap. Where'd your comment go? Oh, there. When I remote viewed all of the stuff out there by different names, and what was included was a cold. When I remote viewed what is called a cold, that is one of the most natural things that it looks like a body does, is for someone to have a cold. Because it's how do I put this? Like a detoxifying of the body. It's getting stuff out of the body and getting rid of stuff when there's accumulation of toxins and all kinds of stuff. A cold rids your body of all of that. It gets it out. So in my research, again, and then I remote viewed, you don't have to believe anything I say, Mindy. This is for entertainment purposes only. Of all of the, what do you call them, illnesses, sicknesses, or whatever out there, I have found one to be beneficial, and it's a cold. It actually, it does the body good. It gets shit out. It's just like, get the fuck out of here. You're being evicted. That's what I've seen a cold is. So, Mindy, again, my opinion, that's a good thing. Getting all that crap out. Getting it all out. Again, my opinion, Mindy. I mean, I put doctor in front of my name occasionally because I was ordained by universallifechurch.com so I can marry people. So that's the only doctrine that I've got going on here. Yeah, $39. You get a certificate, for your credentials and stuff for $39. Oh, yes, feeling like it. I've been drinking shots of lemon and apple cider vinegar. Woo! Garlic, pink Himalayan salt. That's probably pushing a lot of stuff out. Cayenne pepper, and still it wants to come out. Hey, let it out. Let it out, Mindy. Let it out. Let it all out. So the basics again, ladies and gentlemen that are here, because the men here are gentlemen, and thank you for supporting women, and we know you are. And you also know when we say men that we're not talking about you, the men in the comments here. So, ladies, at this time when everything has been exposed about the agendas of men, the churches are being exposed as being fraudulent and basically just an imprisonment or an enslavement of the gods of this reality, which are women. And then a distortion of the mind. It seems that the men, when they speak about religion and women and that women can't have babies without a man and stuff like that doesn't match science, and so forth, they're spinning out. And has anybody seen out there, again, I don't have a degree in psychology or anything like that, but I find it fascinating. Is there a diagnosis for these men that are so delusional that they think they're better than women and that they have a right to come and tell women that? and to behave in a way. What do you call a delusion like that? Is it just simple being delusional? Are they psychotic? Have is there a certain syndrome, when you brainwash someone and they can't see things right in front of their face? What do you call what? Because I didn't see it until I saw it close up yesterday with this man speaking nonsense about how awesome men are. And there's nothing in this world that would be here without men. And I was like, but you came out of a vagina. Did you forget that a woman made you? Oh, but then he went right to, but men. Okay, here's the latest scientific research on sperm. Don't believe anything I say? Go do your own research. Hold on, let me put the opinion banner back up. There we go. For entertainment purposes only, go do your own research. I have learned recently there's a lot that's coming out scientifically because it's only been about men in medicine. And they didn't want information coming out about women. And false information has been put out about the eggs of women and the sperm of men. Is the new science is coming out. The suppressed science, the science that they didn't want you to know. That what was put out to the public is men's sperm lasts forever and a woman's eggs will deteriorate over time. That is the false information that was put out, that women, have a biological clock and so forth. Now, the true information that's coming out is sperm is a parasite. And it's basically a bacteria. Sperm is a bacteria that's wrapped. I'm oversimplifying this process. Go ask Floorbrand. Oh man, she's got all the fancy words for this. And it's wrapped in the DNA of the man's mother. So there's nothing from a man that goes over there and impregnates a woman or anything like that. It's nothing from the man at all. Because he's got a bacterial infection that's wrapped in his mother's DNA. Yeah. So there is, I forgot the fancy word for it. I was trying to find that TikTok video again. There's a fancy word for something that's already on the egg. It's already on the egg. And this is what causes the egg to start doing its splitting and making of a human thing. Something activates it. And when there is no sperm and a woman has the proper diet, which in my research, to your own, it does not include meat. That something in the meat and in the diet is turning this off. So what is on the egg to be able to start the process of making a baby is shut off. So parthenogenesis is shut down. So now we get an introduction of ladies. I mean, if you're going to be having a baby, look at the mother of the man you're going to marry, because that's who's really the combination of his mother and your stuff. There's nothing from that man. He doesn't give you anything from himself to make a baby. There's no half of anything but his mother. You guys, sperm is not what they said. It's bacteria wrapped in the DNA of the mother. So the DNA of a man's mother gets passed on and combined with the wife or whomever. So nothing from that man gets in there. Nothing but bacteria, a bacterial infection. So you guys, woo. I barely got the grandparents to stop feeding the kids chicken nuggets. Gosh, has anybody else been sabotaged by grandparents? Was it your own or was it your spouse's grandparents that did it? Because it happened to me. I would send vitamins over there, and she would say the vitamins were that I was a terrible parent giving my child vitamins because they were harming her. And they were bad. Vitamins are bad for her. And I was a terrible parent because I didn't give her candy and candy bars, cookies, and sugar. So this was what I had to work with while I was raising my second one. and so we'll just say I had no support in trying to put good food down someone's mouth, but I did have support in feeding her macaroni and cheese. Oh, you don't want your vegetables. Here's macaroni and cheese, and then wouldn't give her vitamins, and then just stuffed her full of sugar and cookies and all that. Mm-hmm. Ah, a grandparent. I bet you're not like those grandparents. Let's see. Grandparents to stop feeding the kids chicken nuggets now. I got to work on not getting cheeseburgers at McDonald's. They love the cheese quesadillas at Taco Bell. Mindy, wait, can your children drive? I'm just asking because just saying. Don't drive them there. Don't drive them there. Are the cheese quesadillas still safe, non-human? Maybe the beans too, like the soft bean burritos. Gotta do my research. I don't know, Mindy. My opinion. I don't know if you even asked me my opinion, but my opinion is, if I'm gonna do like a soft taco with beans and what would you say, cheese and beans, I'm gonna do it in my home. I'm gonna go to Natural Grocers and get the sprouted wheat tortillas. I'm not saying those are good, and this is not nutrition advice, you guys. But I'm going to go get that stuff, and I'm going to go get beans that I think are okay, organic or whatever, from another country. Almost anything from another country is safer than stuff here. And I'm going to make those damn things in my kitchen. I don't try. Okay, Mindy, let's take a step from what is in the food. Have you seen the people that work in these restaurants? Have you ever been to a Waffle House? I went back in the day. I went with someone else. This was not my first choice, but it was a holiday and there was hardly anything open. I go to Waffle House, and not only is the floor disgusting and everything else is disgusting, and nothing looks like it was cleaned. You know those little containers that have jelly in them? I watched this is Waffle House, where they know you're looking. They know you're watching at Waffle House. So this person dropped the grape jelly packets, however they're packaged, on the floor. On the floor. And if you've been to Waffle House, you know what that floor looks like. It doesn't even matter. It's a floor. Doesn't matter what it looks like. It's a floor. I was a restaurant manager, you guys, and nobody got sick in my restaurant, I'll tell you that. I mean, big people might not have liked me, but it was a fucking clean restaurant. That's for fucking sure. So, yeah, the bleach bottles couldn't even see the food. So these packets fall on the floor, and I'm like, well, they got to throw those away. Oh no! Picks them up off the floor, puts them directly on the plate with the food they just put on the plate, and put the jelly packets on the plate beside the toast from the floor. Knowing people are watching them, pick it up off the floor and put it on the plate and then serve it. Mindy, can you see the McDonald's back there in the drive-thru? You have no idea what they're doing back there. It's not just that it's not even food. And yes, it's got it all in there. But what the fuck are they doing? Even if it is real food, what are they doing back there? Their standards I'm not okay with. No, these are minimum wage workers. These are people that the fast food restaurants typically do not test for rugs, if that tells you anything. They don't test for rugs. And those are the people making the food. So, and let's say the food is perfect and they have the best standards. These people have a horrible energy to them. horrendous energy. In a society where flipping burgers is looked down upon as the lowliest job that you can have besides pumping gas. And I think everybody pumps their gas these days. Oh, I don't know. That's just me, Mindy. I don't want people touching my food like that. From what I do know about these restaurants, they've got crap and everything. Ugh. Anyway, that's just me. I would rather make a quesadilla at home. If I'm gonna do quesadillas, if I'm gonna do cheese and tortillas, I'm gonna buy my damn self. I'm gonna know all the ingredients in there. And I mean I don't know, Minnie, again, this is just my opinion. in decisions I make in my life. But when I go to the grocery store, just a regular grocery store, and look at any tortillas there, they have ingredients on there that are terrifying. Terrifying ingredients. And I know for a fact McDonald's and Taco Bell do not get their tortillas from natural grocers. And it's not sprouted organic flour with minimal ingredients. Or, Mindy, you can make your own tortilla. Oh my gosh, Mindy. Let's make our own tortillas. I'll do it too. Where's my tortilla smasher? Oh crap. That didn't make it out of the divorce. Man, you guys, he destroyed whatever. I can use a rolling pin. I can use a rolling pin. Mindy, I wouldn't even buy tortillas at a grocery store, just regular tortillas. There's no way I'm going to get mystery tortillas from Taco Bell. Okay, Mindy, you don't have to believe me. And Snopes says that this is a scam or an untruth, but it's not. It was back in a time where we weren't just taking pictures of everything. It was back, I think I was in high school, either in high school or, somewhere in 18, 19, 20 years old. So somewhere in there. And, living in a small town, always eating at home, hardly ever eating out, which that was a good thing. I go out of town. If my dad gives me a $20 bill, I'm going to swing by Taco Bell and get something from Taco Bell. They're advertising. So I'm sitting in line at Taco Bell, you guys. And I think I've already ordered. I can't remember at what point I'm at this, whether I've ordered or not. But I'm sitting there, and there is this delivery truck that it was parked. You got the building on the left, and then the line in the middle, and the delivery truck on the right. So the guy that was delivering things had to push the stuff in between the cars that are in line to get to the Taco Bell store. And he was taking out boxes. And the boxes said beef, grade D. D as in dog. I'm not calling it dog. That's not what I mean. Just so you know what letter it is. The ranking of the meat. Grade D, but edible, is what it said on the side of the box. Beef, grade D, but edible. That's exactly what it said. If I'd had my phone in the 1980s, if I had my cell phone, I would have taken a picture of it, or then had video, and it would be all over TikTok if I saw something like that. But back then, you don't. I just made the decision at the time. Oh dear, I'm never going to eat Taco Bell ever again. Like shit. So I waited for the person to go forward a little bit in front of me, and then I drove out of line. And I was done. And I never went to Taco Bell again after I saw that. Grade D, but edible. And Snopes, if you go look it up on Snopes, they lie. And they said that's not true. And they had something about, how you grade meat and all that, which it was like, okay, how many people in my family, brothers-in-law, nephews, that have their doctorate in animal science and actually graded beef for the USDA and graded it? Yeah, that'd be me, growing up in the cattle capital of the fucking world. And then Snopes puts out bullshit about grading beef. That's not how you grade beef. A, B, C, D. It wasn't on the side of the beef, moron. It was on the side of a box that some random factory put on there. See, Snopes is saying it's not true because that's not how the USDA grades the beef, but the USDA stamps it on the meat. They don't put it on a box. Other people put it on a box. So Taco Bell distributors decided what to put on the box, not the USDA. So Snopes doesn't even make any sense in them saying it's not true. It's just, it felt like there was an agenda for people not to know that the food is shit in these. So I mean, if you're getting a quesadilla at Taco Bell in the 80s, they used beef that was grade D but edible. And it might have even been beef back then. It might have actually been beef back then. And not like today, and we won't say. Don't ask, don't tell. Just don't go to Taco Bell. Woo. I don't know. And in my research, Mindy, again, in becoming vegetarian and not eating meat, like I'm having a hard time eating fish right now. I would eat fish occasionally to try and boost up my protein and all, but I can't do it anymore, Mindy. And mushrooms have funguses, so you're dealing with like mold and fungus and stuff with the mushrooms and having to, overcook them and all as far as what I'm eating. So I'm kind of that, like, I don't know what to eat anymore. And every time, Mindy, it's not you even asked or care, but every time I try to eat beans, Mindy, like it just doesn't work with me. I feel like I've been poisoned. And it doesn't matter what kind they are, like, legumes, lentils, was it stuff at the Mexican food restaurants that's so they're delicious. Oh my gosh. Oh, the beans. Oh my gosh, I can't remember the name. Pinto beans. Like the pinto beans, ranch style and all that. I mean, I cooked all of that and I made it amazing. I put a ham hock in there with the beans and then I tried to eat them and I felt like I was being poisoned. Later on, Mindy, doing my research, do your own, don't believe anything I say, do your own research. When I look at most beans, and some are worse than others, some are not so bad, some are worse, but they're toxic to humans in their natural form. So this is my philosophy only. I don't want to tell any of you how to make your decisions in life. But for me, if a food is toxic in its natural form, but if you cook it, it's not toxic anymore. But like you can eat it. I'm not going to put that shit in my mouth. Fuck that shit. Oh, fuck that shit. If it is toxic, if you cannot eat pinto beans raw and natural, 5, by the way, all it takes is 5 raw beans, and you're not on planet Earth anymore in a horrific kind of way you leave. We won't talk about that. But it is not a pleasant goodbye. Not a pleasant goodbye. My opinion about me, my life, my decisions I make in my life, if something is toxic, uncooked, I'm not going to eat it. I'm not going to eat it cooked. Not going to do it. To me, that says nature doesn't want you to eat this. Why would cooking it make it okay to eat that? So that's the trouble I'm having. And I don't know what to eat with vegetarian because there are no beans out there. And my body knew it too. My body's like, don't eat beans, Kelly. And it wasn't the normal thing that happens with beans, if you know what I mean. It felt like I was poisoned. Poisoning is a little bit different than having some concussions. Let's see. The restaurant traded on the stock market like McDonald's. It's probably best not to eat there, in my opinion. Who's this? Oh, Brian. Yeah. Words of wisdom, Brian. And again, these are only our opinions and, what we're all okay with. They're a corporation and not concerned with health, only profit from what I've seen. Exactly. And the people that get those hamburgers and keep them for 20 years and it looks like they just bought it. That's terrifying. It's terrifying. Holy shit. Like playing what do you call that? Patron roulette. When you sit down, you go to any random restaurant out there to have an appetizer at the bar, and you play roulette. Like, there's no guarantee you're gonna have a good time when you go out anymore. Holy shit. It's all right. I don't eat there personally. My man said that he ate by one that had hummus around it and could not. Took one bite and threw it away. He said it tasted different. I was like, well, duh. Mindy. Duh. That's my favorite word, Mindy. Why do I call you Wendy? Duh. Isn't that right, puppy? Duh. She's over here. You my sweetie. Yes, you my sweetie. Oh, one of my friends, when I told them I was feeding her beef broth cubes and stuff, they're like, "Oh no, the sodium." I was like, "No. This was made for dogs. They don't put all the sodium in it. It's like this beef broth in this kibble kind of a cube type thing, and it's let me give it to you. Aw. It's got that CBD in there. You guys, I think she's doing better with the goat's milk and stuff, and she's licking her lips. Wait, do dogs have lips? Do dogs have lips? Come here, puppy. Just get one of these little things. But that was nice. My friend was looking out for me, making sure she's not getting too much sodium and stuff. You gotta be careful. Oh, guys, recently, I'm sorry, in the middle of our discussion, recently I saw this random thing that they tested all this Celtic salt. Oh my gosh, you guys. The brand of Celtic salt, I think it's like the standard brand almost everywhere you go if you find that Celtic salt. I don't have the packaging anymore because I put it in a mason jar. So I can't get the packaging and I don't remember. Hold on. Let me see if I can remember the brand. Celtic salt that you get at the grocery store. Brands. Let's see. Yeah, there it is. So this is
You can find Celtic salt at major grocery stores like Walmart and Whole Foods, or regional chains such as Publix in the fresh market. It's usually in the spice aisle or the specialty foods section.
Okay, there is one brand that you guys are going to see everywhere. And I don't want to say the brand because I don't want to get in the middle of all this stuff. But I think you know what it is. The packaging is blue, has some white on it, and let me see some details. I'm not going to say the brand. But it's got a person. Why can't I make that go bigger? Hold on. I'm trying to zoom it. Oh, and it's got a man on the front with some kind of a paddle, and he's pushing things around like he's growing something. Oh, I guess it's like salt. But anyway, so he's out. He's got his pants legs rolled up to his knees, and he's pushing salt around, it looks like. On it, and it's Celtic sea salt. And I'm not going to say the brand, but I think you know which one it is. I have not researched it myself after this, so don't believe anything I say. Go do your own research on this Celtic salt. But this random person had all these brands of salt out there, and they were showing the one that I bought. It was the one that I bought, that really common one. And they said it had a ton of lead in it. Lead. Like, what? Lead? Holy fuck. No way. Yes. So I've got a whole mason jar over there of lead. Just like, it was so fucking expensive. I don't want to throw it out, but I don't want to eat lead. Like, fuck. It's like, you know how we'll be like, well, that was expensive. And it's like, okay. Well, if you find out like there's arsenic in your food, you're like, but it was expensive. Let me just keep eating it. When I'm finished with this, then I'll get the good stuff. That's how ridiculous I think I probably sound, going, oh, I should finish the Celtic salt that's full of lead. God, pisses me the fuck off. It's so expensive. Fuck. You know, it's not a good time to be wasting money with food. Just saying. That pissed me the fuck off. So here I was doing the Celtic salt, like, oh, the minerals. Yeah, and the lead. Heavy amounts of lead. Like, I forgot the numbers, but it was like per teaspoon was ridiculous. You guys be careful. Oh my gosh, all of these trends, and I'm not saying salt is a trend, that's not what I mean, but oh, do this salt because of this, that, and the other. They're like, oh, don't do the pink Himalayan salt according to this test. Didn't have all that lead in it. It didn't have all that other stuff in it. So just, sorry, randomly throw that out. Be careful, you guys. Look at this stuff. Hey, Mindy, the grandparents take the kids all the time. We only take them when we travel. But yeah, I should just start packing a cooler in the car. And again, Mindy, Mindy. Good grief. I've called you Mandy. I've called you Wendy. Mindy. That takes, and something that I did with my family is it's a really organized thing. You got to keep on top of it, like food prep stuff. Food prep, put it in the freezer and all that. I spent, 16 hours simmering something on the stove or in the oven, simmering something. And then I put it in individual containers in the freezer. So you just pop it in the toaster oven for an hour and 15 minutes, and boom, you've got something that took 16 hours to simmer, and you got it in an hour, and it's homemade. So it is work, Mindy, but it's so worth it to have your own fast food. And well, I mean, it just kind of depended on what I was going to make and all, but you can do it once a week. Like you can schedule once a week to get in the kitchen and just spend 8 hours in the kitchen or whatever, 6 hours in the kitchen, and just get it all done to where then you've got convenience the rest of the week. When you're trying to not spend your time working your fingers to the bone, but with your kids and being a good influence and being a good parent and all of that. I find in making your own fast food, it works out really well. But again, Mindy, it's being organized, and you can start out with the small stuff. Just start with quesadillas. If they like quesadillas, go to, like I don't know what you got where you are, like Natural Grocers and stuff, and get the tortillas that don't have all that stuff in it. And I remember when we would take family trips, like would be every summer when we'd drive to the mountains. And we'd spend sometimes a month to 6 weeks in the mountains, like the entire family. We'd spend it there. So it would be driving up there like a caravan, multiple cars, because we had like the immediate family, because they got married, had kids and all that. It's about 25 to 30 people. For like the immediate family that would go on these family trips in the summer. So we had a caravan of people going, and we didn't stop at restaurants and eat. What was this? But this would be in the 80s, like the 70s and the 80s. We would stop at a picnic, a picnic stop on the side of the road. And my parents, they had sandwiches. I mean, they had everything. And they already had it all packed up, and we'd eat, then we'd continue down the road. Like, that's how things used to be. This was before Ziploc bags, by the way. I mean, they might have been invented, but were not used. Back then, it was more like wax paper that was wrapped around sandwiches and stuff. What, puppy? What is it you're wanting over there? Did you want me to make some hot water? She's in me teaching her words and things like that. She's starting to put concepts together, using the word hot, like hot water. Yeah, making the hot water. And then when she'll eat something, it's like, that's hot. Be careful. I think she's understanding the concept of hot now, and knowing that I make hot water, and then she gets her goat's milk in her turkey pot. Let's see. Oh, what happened to autocrat? Nope, I make my own tortillas. Oh my God, that's so cool. Oh, that's so cool that you make your own tortillas. And so, okay, if they're vegan, then there's no butter or lard, right? Am I on the right track with that? Oh, wait, is that vegetarian or vegan? Because it might be a autocorrect thing. Make a tortillas at home and corn tortillas. Nice. Oh my gosh, if you ever want to share your recipe, wouldn't hurt my feelings if you shared your recipe. Hey, Mindy. Oh, yummy. Goodness, gonna work on making my own tortillas. Oh my gosh. When I was making at home not only my own tortillas and everything, and it was a lot of work, by the way, but you can, again, designate a certain day make all your tortillas for the week on that certain day and do that. But I made my own tortillas and my own pasta. So I had that sprouted wheat. What? And you guys, the wheat, don't believe anything I say. I'm probably making all of this up. Go do your own research. But one of the biggest scams that I have found is whole wheat, whole grain, brown rice, brown bread. That the coating or the we call it a sheath or a shaft or damn it, fuck. Hold on. Get the fancy words. What are all the parts of the wheat called? Okay, let's see.
A wheat kernel has 3 main parts: bran, which is the outer layer, endosperm, the starchy inner part, and germ, which is the embryo. When all 3 are together, it's a whole wheat kernel.
Okay, so they said a wheat kernel is made up of 3 main parts. The bran. Okay, now in my research, don't believe anything I say, you guys. Do your own research. In my research of the coating on the outside of the wheat that's removed to make white bread. The bran is what Google's calling it. The bran. I thought it was called something different. I don't know why. But that bran is toxic. It's toxic. Okay. What are all the parts of rice? You guys, I forgot what this was called.
A rice grain has 4 parts: the inedible husk and 3 edible parts: the bran, the germ, and the endosperm. The husk is removed to make whole grain rice, which contains the bran and germ, like in brown rice, and the endosperm, which is the white part of white rice.
Wow, it's called bran as well on rice. Well, they say the outer coating of rice, not edible or whatever, they take that off, but they still leave the bran on it, and you've got brown rice. In my research, don't believe anything I say. In my research, do your own. That bran is toxic and it's causing health problems. So while you're being told, oh, whole wheat bread, whole grain this, brown rice, and they've got brown rice sushi, I won't eat it. I get sick. I get so sick. And now with what are those called? Rice cakes? How they're like kind of like a little rice patty. You bite on it and it's like crunchy that you have as a snack. Do you remember when those things came out? Hold on, we call it by the right name. What are the rice cakes called in the grocery stores? Let's see, they're called...
In grocery stores, rice cakes are usually called rice cakes.
Oh, okay.
And you can
They're
find
called
them in
rice
the
cakes.
aisle. For Korean rice cakes, look for TTEOK or Teokbokki,
Sorry about that.
which are typically in the refrigerated or international food sections.
Okay, so it is called rice cakes. I just want to make sure I'm calling it by the right name. Do you remember when those came out? I'm not talking about invented, but when they were really popular in the stores, wasn't that the 90s? You guys, when did the rice cakes become very popular in the United States?
Rice cakes gained significant popularity in the United States during the mid-1980s.
Yes, okay.
Becoming a popular snack due to being marketed as a low-calorie option.
Okay.
This trend continued through the 1990s.
That's what I thought. Okay. So they came out with these rice cakes. Now, when did they start selling whole grain brown rice cakes in the grocery stores? Is it called whole grain? We'll find out. Okay. Whole grain brown rice cakes first appeared in the grocery stores in the 1970s, pioneered by the microbiotics company, whatever. Quaker Oats is where I've seen it most. Quaker Oats. Brown rice cakes is a low-calorie alternative. Okay, Quaker rolled out its own line of rice cakes nationally in 1986. I think these are the ones that I'm looking at. After acquiring a small organic company in 1985, Quaker Oats acquired a small organic company. That explains a lot. Now I see how you are. Mm-hmm. The popularity of rice cakes exploded during this time, with Quaker later introducing various flavors such as caramel corn, apple cinnamon to expand the market. When did they stop selling white rice cakes? Fuck.
They have not stopped selling white rice.
When did they
It's still
stop
widely
selling
available.
white
While brown
rice
is gaining popularity as a
cakes?
healthier
Shut the fuck up! Oh my
They
fucking
haven't
god!
stopped selling white rice.
Sorry.
It's still widely available. White rice.
It's not what I asked
processed
you,
grain,
dumb
has
shit.
been sold for centuries.
Oh my god, stop
especially after
talking!
rice milling machines were invented in the
They
1800s,
stopped
which
selling
allowed
white
for longer
rice
shelf life.
cakes. Oh my gosh, this is my old phone. I couldn't get her to be quiet. I don't think I have my update yet. The shut your mouth update. Okay, see, they did not stop selling white rice cakes. Many brands, including Quaker, still produce them. I haven't found them. You guys, the other day, I was like, oh my gosh, it's been like from the 80s. I haven't had rice cakes. I want to have some rice cakes. I want to, build a dessert. Or I don't even remember what I was doing at the time, but I was like, oh, rice cakes would be cool for this. For just doing something a little different or fun or whatever, with gastronomy. And I went to look for rice cakes, and I couldn't find any that were white rice. It was all brown rice. Can you guys find white rice cakes? I can't, and I mean, I haven't done a thorough search all through the United States, but every time I go to a store now, because I'm curious, it's like, where did all the white rice cakes go? Because that's all there was at the beginning. And I don't, because I, was a fad and I lost interest and all. I don't know at what point that I cannot find. And then I'll go into some sections and they won't have anything but brown or whatever. And in my research, these are toxic. Oh my God. My daughter brought home seafood the other day and I resisted. I probably smelled good, Mindy, but I'm not doing well with seafood anymore. I used to be able to eat seafood, and now my body's like, nope. So I was so proud of myself. No meat for this girl, not even that sushi. That's tempting, isn't it, Mindy? Sushi. Yeah, I was tempted the other day. I actually walked in the sushi restaurant, and because the lady, I'm glad there was an excuse for me to leave. Because, I'm like, oh, I'm going to get, the salmon lunch or, whatever. I was going to get the salmon rolls and do their lunch thing. And then I asked, for ponzu on the side. And she acted like she didn't hear me with the ponzu. And then she went over there to do her order. And I was thinking, thanks. And I said something like, okay, you want XYZ? And I said, yeah, and ponzu. Oh, ponzu doesn't normally come on this. Like, this is my first rodeo. Like, because I never eat the soy sauce. I always eat the ponzu. And it doesn't matter. They always bring me ponzu. And so she wanted to argue with me. Like, they don't normally do the ponzu. And so I was like, well, I was going to do 2 lunches. So I could have one day and one the next. And so I was like, are you just going to put 1 ponzu? Oh, and then she's, trying to give me information of ponzu as if I'm I can't use that word. Stupid. We'll use that word. And I was just like, yeah, fuck that shit. I'm not eating your shit without the ponzu. And I don't have any made at home. Because, I make my own ponzu, but I ran out. I drank it all. So I didn't even have any ponzu at home or anything. So I was like, she's giving me shit with the ponzu. She's only going to give me 1, which I've got to have at least 2 per lunch. So that means 4. If she's going to give me 1 container. And so I'm like, well, no, thank you. And I walked out. So I'm glad there was an excuse. I almost did it, Mindy. Glad there was an excuse for me to leave. What is on your mouth? Come here. What is under your chin? Come here. What is on your chin? Is that fuzz? Okay, it's gone. I don't know what that was. Oh my gosh. I just ate her ginger. Oh my gosh. Mindy, did you know you can make that pickled ginger at home? A really simple recipe that has pretty good ingredients in it. is salt, obviously not Celtic salt. And I use apple cider vinegar and honey or maple syrup. Because those are basically, it's a sour and a sweet and a salt. That's it. Sour, sweet, and salt. And you slice your ginger root, like on mandolin or something like that, thin slices. And then you just dump that in there, Mindy. You warm it up. You warm it not too hot because it's got honey in it and stuff. So don't do it too hot. Just warm it up a little. Then pour it over the pickled ginger, and that will last you a long time. Oh, Kelly, you're going to make a cookbook? Mindy, I'm working on it. There's been a lot going on. I absolutely love your apple cider vinegar dressing. Oh, thank you. Looked up ways to make ginger dressing. Absolutely love it. Aren't those delicious? Oh my God, Mindy, those are so good. My body knew that peanut butter was a no-no. Yeah, peanut butter, albeit delicious, fucks my body up. Peanut butter doesn't work with my body. Hey, Brian, sometimes you gotta just choose the best of the worst. Tell me about it, Brian. This matrix seems to want us not to thrive. But we're changing the code with what we have. Exactly. Oh, Brian, you're going in the right direction. Rice cakes are like styrofoam. That's the truth. That's the truth. But I can't find any white styrofoam. I can only find brown styrofoam. And with the weirdest of flavors. Like, why did you do this with the flavors? Why did you put flavor on them in the first place? It's kind of like eating foam air. Styrofoam air. Aw, puppy. Puppy girl, it's like, I don't know if it's going to snow today or what. It's supposed to snow yesterday and it did not. Here I sound disappointed. I mean, I ran around. It was 37 degrees. Oh my gosh. I was like, why is it so cold? Okay, 10 o'clock. It says rain, but it looks like snow. It's covered the mountain. It's snowing on the mountain, but it's not over here. It's not. Okay, and it looks like, yeah, more snow about 5 o'clock. Hey, puppy, how about we just stay at home and watch movies today? The hiccups. Oh, we stay home and watch movies today and snuggle. Yeah, you got a bath. I'll snuggle with you. You smell good. Yeah, yummy. You smell good. Oh my gosh. She was really mad. You should see the picture after her bath. I think I sent that picture to you, Ken, when she was like those eyes that looked terrifying. She was not happy about her bath. Oh, you sweetie. Yeah. But she's got a lot more snuggles since then. Yeah, but Mommy's loving on you more because you smell better. She never smelled bad. She just smelled like she dug a bunch of holes outside and rolled around in the dirt. And now she smells like flowers. Flowers and candy. What do you smell like now? Hey, Brian, I'm sure the snow is beautiful there, though. It is. No doubt. It's not like Breckenridge snow, though. This is kind of harsh where I am here. In Breckenridge, it could be like 10 degrees below zero in Breckenridge, and you can sit outside and at a restaurant and eat. When it's 10 below zero, it's just, I don't even know how to explain. Breckenridge is some weird pocket of weather. Here it's a little more harsh with higher, like it could be 30 or 40 degrees here and it feels like it's 20 below. Like in Breckenridge, if it was like 20 below, it would feel like it's about 30 or 40 degrees here. It's just so harsh. Different humidity, different altitude too. I was at 11,000 feet there. I'm at 8,000. I'm still over the town here. I think the town here is 7,000 something feet. So I'm above where I can look down on the town over here on the mountain, about 8,000 feet. But my good girl, the mountains are 13 and 14,000 feet around me. Oh my gosh, you guys, that was something. Anything I can do to help you? Anything I can do to help you guys? What's going on, puppy? Excuse me. Let me see before I say goodbye. Oh, okay. There it is. There it is. Excuse me. Excuse me. Go find my magnesium. Oh, past few days, it's like, I think I need some magnesium. I was on the phone with my friend. I'm like, just don't. Like, there's all these things going on. And she's like, well, take your magnesium. So I was like, okay. I couldn't find it a while ago. So I looked a little bit better and I found the magnesium. So I was like, I usually take one and see how I feel and then take another one. But I was like, no, I'm going to take two. I could take two. And I took 2 magnesium and it was probably 15 minutes later, 20 minutes. I had this wonderful feeling of, everything's going to be okay. Everything's going to be all right. Everything's going to work out. So, that magnesium was awesome because I was like, I don't know if I'm going to make it. Because I had worked out. I was sore from working out. And on top of working out, I had rearranged everything in my RV. And, I was doing some purging and organizing and all that. That took a lot of muscles. So it was like everything was hurting. And I was like, I don't want to take anything for pain because I don't like what it does to your liver, kidneys, or whatever. I don't like all that stuff. So, and so my friend was like, well, just take the magnesium and see before you take anything else. Because I'm like, I'm in such pain. I can't even this is awful. My pain level is so bad. So when I took that magnesium, oh my God, it was almost like washing from head to toe. And probably about 80 to 85% of the pain went away just with the magnesium. I was like, wow. And so I didn't take anything for pain because I didn't need it. I felt better. Oh, puppy. What's going on with my puppy? What's going on with my puppy? My good girl. So before I say goodbye, do you guys have any questions or anything? Thanks for hanging out. Oh, thanks for hanging out. Let me pull my glass up. Well, we talked about all that. We get some water and hydrate. There we go. Oh, perfect. Buffy. I don't know why, but every time I take a drink of something, which, I'm the only person here eating stuff, so I could do stuff like this, and it's not gross. But I'll take the kimchi and sauerkraut, and I'll kind of tilt the bottles back and drink the juice. And I do the same thing with the olives, the black olives, the green olives, like the juice. I'll just kind of tilt it back, or the what are those called? Those banana peppers or pepperoncinis. Every time I do that, she whines. She gets all bent out of shape for some reason. So, which type of magnesium? Oh, and remember, Crojo, this is not like me giving you medical advice. Now this is, do you say chelated or chelated? I've heard both. Chelated magnesium. And let me get over here to the light. Excuse me, puppy. I gotta read. I'm not sure what magnesium this is. Let's see. Helps relax muscles, supports bone health. Crap. Magnesium. Good grief. Hold on. Let me take a picture. Excuse me, puppy. Let me take a picture of this. I can't see. The writing is so tiny. Okay, I think I've got a good picture of this. Oh, here we go. Okay, I can see it. Give me a second. Let me sit back down. Okay, again, the one that I took was on the advice of the person who worked at the the natural grocery store place. And I got this one based on whatever I told her was going on with me. It's like, this is happening and this is happening and this is happening. And I know there's like 25,000 different types of magnesium. I don't know which one to get. So this one is magnesium as magnesium oxide, magnesium amino acid chelate, and it says rice protein based. You okay, puppy? I guess there's only one kind of magnesium in here, magnesium oxide. Again, there's so many. Don't just take this. You guys don't just copy what I do. Make sure you research magnesium oxide and see if that's what you're looking for. Because different, I can't remember which one it is. Is it citrate or sorry, I forgot the names. There was one after I had a surgery. I had a surgery and he was going to put me on a pain medication that would cause like constipation. And so he had me, this was a doctor. I really liked him. He used arnica. He had me on magnesium, taking the pain medication. The ones that, I won't go into detail, but I'll just say they take care of constipation very quickly and easily. And I forgot which one that was. So be real careful, you guys. I don't want you to have a surprise. Like, oh, I want my muscles to relax. And then you take a couple pills and then you're like, oh no, why am I in the bathroom all day? Hey, chill. What is going on? Chelated minerals absorb better. Oh, that's probably why it happened so fast. Like from head to toe, I was so relaxed after I took this one. The oxide, I guess it's the magnesium oxide. Glycinate or glycinate. I'm sorry, Marshmallow. I don't know how to pronounce that one. Yeah, citrate makes you go poopy. Yeah, that one. So again, don't copy what I'm doing. Just make sure you do your research on the magnesium before you do it, because this one is only magnesium oxide and chelated. And whatever was going on at the time, when I told the lady, I said, I think I'm low on magnesium because this, that, and the other. And she's like, oh, get this. This one's the perfect one. And I think she's like a retired natural doctor. One that helped me. Let's see. What is magnesium oxide for? You okay? Magnesium oxide is puppy. Antacid for heartburn. And as an osmotic laxative for constipation. What? It is also used as a dietary supplement for low magnesium levels. That's what I told her. I said, I think my magnesium's low. It's, oh, wow. It works as an antacid laxative dietary supplement for your heart stuff. Lowering blood pressure, managing. Yeah, I felt like my blood pressure was just fine. Managing blood sugar levels. I mean, I don't know about that, but people with diabetes, bioavailability of the chelation, dosage, safety, cautions. Okay. Go look this up yourself. You guys don't take any advice I give you, please. I mean, just take it as a place to start your own research. Anything I say, just do your own research. It's like, well, Kelly got about 90% through that research, but after she told me about that thing, I did some more research and I found the answer. So you guys, whatever I have going on, it's researched up to a certain place. You can always go past that. Oh, it's so sweet, Marshmallow. I hope everybody's well. Let's see. I've never heard a dog say, maybe she said she will say that I'll ask her questions and it will sound as close as you can possibly get with a dog to, What? What is it that you want? Tell me what you want. What you want, puppy? What is it you're wanting? Do you want me to make some hot water? Do you want me to make some hot water? She's doing that little stompy thing, which means yes. I was trying to get her to talk. What do you think about that? Is that okay? What is it? Is that what you want? She's not talking. She's just doing the cute little stomping. What? Talk to mommy. What you saying? Oh, you want me to make some hot water? Because you're not going to use your voice today. Oh, God. The glycinate helps with absorption, plus is easy on the gut. Allegedly. Thank you for that, Marshmallow. Allegedly, according to Google. Allegedly. It's not, a court of law did not say it's guilty. Girl, you are so demanding. Yes, you are. You are so demanding. So, we'll look at. You hear my coffee maker? Okay, girl, let's get this. Let me get her hot water going so she's hearing it. Drinking hot water. I just put water through my coffee maker. That's how I do it. Okay, you guys, let me let you go, and I'll get her water going over there. Thanks for hanging out. Oh, the hiccups. Oh, thank you guys for hanging out. And I guess I will see you on the next video.
Realm of dreams where the stars align. Kelly Coffee takes you on a ride divine. In her God bubble we soar through the night. Exploring the universe, our vision takes flight. The symphony of galaxies fills the air. Come with me, let's ride on the cosmic breeze. With Kelly Coffee, we'll journey through galaxies. In her God bubble, we'll explore the unknown. A grand adventure like no